Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is my budget, but I'm only going to be showing you the rental portion of it. I figured I would just combine everything or all three of my properties in one. You'll remember my other video where I was basically talking about my three investment properties and how I got to acquiring them. So this is what my property portfolio currently looks like. So I've separated them out in colors, and then I've got a net negative of a shortfall of about 1.8 in total, mostly coming from the new modest standalone house and a little bit from Sparrows, whereas my Ashwood Manor is in the positive. So you'll remember Ashwood Manor was the property in Paulshof, Sandton. I'm currently getting a rental of, where's my rental? 7,300. So it's actually 6,800, and then there's the Wi-Fi, which counts as a utility that comes separately. And then I pay management of 500. So these are deductions, and then this is the net, right? So yeah, it's already bold, so I hope that's showing. So I get 7,300. I pay Rawson that percentage, or 600 rand off the 7,300, and then I also collect Wi-Fi. So what happened with the Wi-Fi is I had Wi-Fi for 12 months, and then I moved out, I think 6 months into my Wi-Fi contract. So I don't want to cancel the Wi-Fi. So what I did is I just left it there and then sold it as a package. So it doesn't always work. The reason that it worked for this particular unit is because Paulshof, like my unit, is right opposite a nature reserve. Beautiful. It's right opposite a nature reserve, so there aren't a lot of cell phone towers in the area. So signal is quite bad inside the unit. So it is very beneficial to have Wi-Fi already set up when a tenant comes in, and that's something that I made sure that the agent emphasized. So for me, it really worked out in that sense. So that's why I have that utility. I don't have it in any of my other units, although I wanted it in New Model. It's just that it didn't work out at the time. But yeah, so consider adding like things that add value to your property, because it makes it more attractive to the to the people who are going to live there. So just something to keep in mind. Maintenance, I haven't paid anything this month. So you'll see this is my August 2025 budget. It obviously is roughly the same month on month, but some months I've got big things that I want to work on, like projects at home and things like that, or trips that I want to, plan for or pay in installments. Whereas, so it's a monthly thing, but these remain pretty consistent unless something changes significantly, like the interest rate will change, so my bond amount will change, and things like that. So you'll see here that my bond for Ashwood Manor is 3,785. So the reason that I put this is because I already paid it for this month. So this is the projected cost, which is also my budget, and then I'll come here once this is paid. I'll put it here, and then it'll tell me the total difference, and that's how my budget is set up. So I got this template from Excel. You can just say file new, and then you can create or use a template, and then you change everything from US dollars to ZAR, and then you change some of the headings to suit you, right? So like I said, Wi-Fi, nothing for maintenance. My bond is 3,785. You'll remember that Ashwood Manor, the property is about 580,000 in terms of value, but I have a bond of 380,000. So that's why the bond amount is so little, right? You're seeing that off of that. And that's because I put in a deposit. It's not that I negotiated or anything, or there was something wrong with the unit. It's just that I put in a 200,000 deposit at the time that I bought. And the reasoning being was that I lived in the unit at the time. So I wanted to live like a very low cost, how do I say, a very low cost life, because that's just what I prefer. And I earned how much at the time? Not a lot. Like I probably earned like not half of what I earn now, but like close to half of what I earn right now. And this was like 3 years ago. So like I just wanted to keep things nice and lean and streamlined, I guess. And then I've got my levies. My levies are about 1,800 for Ashwood. So what happens is that and City of Joburg rates are way higher than this. I don't know why I have 536. Rates away. Oh, no, it's fine, because the 700 and something for storage is under levies, so that's fine. Yeah, it is about 536. And then I get a profit of that much from Ashwood. So what typically happens is the electricity is also billed. So what happens is, on top of the 7,300, there'll be like 800 roughly for electricity that the tenant uses, and then the tenant will pay 8,100. And then what Rawson does is, it takes its 600, it sends me 500 rand for Wi-Fi, it sends me, it pays the body corporate 1,500, and then it pays City of Joburg 536, and then it sends me the balance. So the balance is typically about 3,800, 3,900, 4,000, in line with this. So the balance would be this. About 4,100 if I don't have anything for maintenance that I have to pay, and then that's what I get in my account on the 2nd or the 3rd of the month. So at the beginning, right, because you'll see I would have paid my bond, and today's the 28th, so I have to front all of this before I get the money at the end of the month. So Nomonde always likes to joke, like, it's basically moving money around. So on my pay date up until month end, I have to have all of this money in my account, and then I get the money back. Okay, so that's Ashwood Manor. Yeah, right. I just have to be careful not to scroll too much here. All right, so this is my second property. So this is Sparrows at RiverSide View. So I've got no deposit, nothing here, and the bond amount is 470,000. Right, for Sparrows, roughly. So my bond is 4,609. I'm getting rental of 6,200. It actually went up this month. It went up to 6,500. So I haven't changed that as yet in my spreadsheet. Right, so I get 6,500. And then my bond is 4,700. My levies are about 1,700. Those have went up recently. And then my levies include the sewerage as well, and it's all under City of Joburg. And then my municipal rate is about 550. What's interesting here is that Ashwood and RiverSide View are like 8 kilometers apart, but one is sort of a township and one is sort of a suburb. Ashwood Manor is a 1-bed, Sparrows is a 2-bedroom, but I've got the same, or roughly the same, COG rates, because they've got the same valuation. This is valued at about 520,000, and this one is valued at about, according to the COJ, right? And this one is valued at about 600,000. So I think it's quite interesting to see those distinctions about what money buys, and look at just the rental amount. Here you're paying about 6,800 excluding Wi-Fi for 1 bed. Here you're paying 6,500 rand for a 2-bed. And I've got a single woman renting here, and I've got a single woman renting here as well. So I think that's quite just interesting. The fact that they're 8 kilometers apart, but they're servicing different, needs, and the value proposition is completely different. Here you'll typically see people sharing like 2, or you'll see families because it is a 2-bedroom, and here you'll see single women and couples because it is a 1-bed. Obviously the kitchen is a bit bigger, the bedroom is a bit bigger. Here, because they're 2 bedrooms, they're typically a bit smaller. Lounge is also a bit smaller compared to this one. Cupboarding, there's more cupboards on this one rather than this one. But yeah, I think it's quite interesting to just look at that distinction and the fact that they're so close to each other physically, and that I guess is also the beauty of Johannesburg. All right, I'm not scrolling anymore. All right, then you've got the third one, which is New Moda. So in New Moda, I've got a 626,000 bond, or initially that's the bond that I took out. So in New Moda, my rental is 5,500. And then water and electricity is also within that 500, right? So this is also going up this month or next month rather. My tenants are quite close to each other, which is actually quite dangerous if you're being honest. Ashwood is going to renew, I think, in October. Sparrows was supposed to renew in July, but I renewed it a month late, so now it's renewed in August. And then New Moda is going to renew in August. Yeah, so the agent reached out to me. So remember, I've got agents for Ashwood and I've got agents for New Moda. Why? Because New Moda is a standalone house. I want to always have access to my house, and an agent is the best bet to do that. Then why Ashwood? Ashwood because its electricity is billed, so I don't want to fight with the tenant about electricity. So that's why I've got an agent to make sure that I get paid my electricity. I don't want to get in trouble with my body corporate. And then Sparrows is the only one that I collect rental directly. But even for Sparrows, the tenant was placed by, a company, and then it was just a placement contract, and then month on month, the woman pays me directly. So what you're basically seeing here is, like I said, 5,500 that I typically get. The rental is currently 5. It is going to go to 5,500 now. The agent picks up about 450 to 500 after that. So they pay themselves there, and then the bond is about 6,265, and then rates about 200. So rates are way higher than 200, but I've overpaid rates. I think I've paid about 3,000 rand. So month on month, I just set a debit order for 200 so that I can just top that up. There's no specific reason. I just don't want to have to think about it. I mean, I had money at the time. I put it in the account. It's the only one that I've done it for. And I just like knowing that it's always there. You know what I mean? And then there's the bond amount. So here it's negative about 1,550. And then in total for all of my investment properties, I'm down about 1,500 rand. Look, I'm proud of myself and how it's worked out. I mean, I've got 3 properties and I'm only contributing 1,500 a month across all 3, across the portfolio. Obviously, Ashwood is subsidizing this to some extent. So it's really only these 2 that are in the negative. So I'm actually negative about 2,000. Sorry. I'm negative 2,000, and then Ashwood being positive, takes me out, and then I'm negative only 1,500. So like I said, I'm really proud of how my properties are coming together. The 3 of them gelling together, and the fact that they're so diverse and they're so different. And then although 2 are in the city of Joburg, this one is Ekurhuleni, like I said here, municipal rates. It's from Ekurhuleni, COE. So this is what my property portfolio looks like. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the money. Let me know what you think about the shortfall. I'm glad that I'm able to show them as a collective, that I can show the portfolio as a whole, because what you want to do is you want them to work together. My next property ideally will be cash flow positive, so that it adds to like the Ashwood Manor profit rather than the 2 shortfalls, and so that it eats away at this subtotal. So it has to be something that's different to these 3, and it has to be something that I need to make sure that the rental timeline isn't a July, August, so that it doesn't overlap with these ones. Reason being, if I ever have a tenant move out at a point in time, I only want 1 tenant to be out, not 2 or 3 at the same time, and I'm scrambling. I've been lucky enough that Sparrows girlie renewed, so she's going in her 3rd year now actually of the contract. Ashwood Manor girlie renewed, so she's going to go into her 3rd year now in October if she does renew. I'm not sure. I haven't picked up communication from the agent just yet here because the month isn't there yet. And then this gentleman, he's just been reached out, so I'm going to hear from him in terms of renewal, but he seems happy. I did paving and new model earlier this year, so he seems pretty happy with the setup at the moment, and I'm hoping that he's also going to renew. What you want is a long-standing tenant. There's just less friction. The portfolio is like more stable, and it also is better for you when you go into the bank and you're saying, look at the past 36 months, look at my bank statement, past 36 months, I've been getting this income consistently. I haven't been given trouble by the tenants, and I haven't been giving you as R&B trouble, so give me more money for a new property. But like I said, at the moment, I'm busy trying to sell one of these. Can you guess which one? I'm busy trying to sell one of these, and at the same time, I'm trying to buy a property here in Cape Town. But the Cape Town thing, I'm not actually sure if I want to buy to stay or buy my own or buy for investment properties. So I think I don't know which hat I have on, which makes it very difficult to shop. And also my affordability is like, you get what I mean? I need to make more money, I guess. Let me cut the video here. Let me know what you think about my property portfolio. Let me know what you think about my 1,500 rand total shortfall. Let me know what you think about, Inumorda. Let me know what you think about Sparrows. Let me know what you think about Ashwood Manor. Let me know what you think about my bond amounts. My 380,000, my 470, my 626,000. Let me know what you think about my 4th property. We're just gonna probably register a bit later this year. Itanganani. Yeah, so I reached out, or the agent reached out to me rather a couple of days ago. I was on vacation, and he had said, look, it's pushed out, it's not going to be August anymore, it's likely going to be December. And I was like, perfect, because I don't have money at the moment. So yeah, let me know like where you think that's going to sit. Remember, Tanganani is in Randburg, but it's more like Deep Sloot. So it's more like in Umoda because it's a standalone house. So the rental that I'm expecting there is also about 5K. Especially since at the beginning I won't have a wall, I won't have tiles. I'll probably just have a bagla so that it's safe. In terms of that. So yeah, it's probably going to be another 5,000, but it's also going to be deeply, in the negative. And I know that because the bond is my highest bond. My bond is about 696,000. So with the 6,000, it's going to be 702, 703. So it's actually my highest bond. So my rental, yeah. And then it's also under the city of Joburg, so there's that 700, sewerage fee, and then there's going to be about 400 or 500 municipal rates. The only good thing is that with standalone houses, it takes a long time for them to register. So I don't have to pay municipal rates for maybe the first 6 months to a year, which is why anymore I ended up paying like the 2,000 or 3,000, keeping it there so that it keeps deducting. So that I don't come back with Ityalel Kulu. I just wanted to put the money in, then I have it deduct. I'm probably going to do the same thing at Tanganani. But my point is that Tanganani is going to be negative. It's going to add on to this. That's, much of the reason why I want to, sell one of these and realize my profits and keep it pushing. Let me cut the video here. I know I've been saying that. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.